Welcome back to lecture part of 16th week. We are going to discuss important events of the week. What are the important events? Last week we discussed Prime Minister's visit to France, 36 Rafale aircraft purchase. This week the visit of the Prime Minister to Germany as well as Canada. Controversy regarding net neutrality. The other important issue is the merger of Janata Parivar parties. Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav is going to head. And look into the other events of the week. NJAC is notified. National Judicial Appointments Commission was notified. And there is an incident that waving of Pakistani flags when the Hurriyat conference chief came to Jammu and Kashmir from Delhi. The other important event is when it comes to the financial issues, non-callable deposits were notified by the Reserve Bank of India. They are applicable for more than 15 lakh value. Another important event is exports are reducing in 2014-15. And when it comes to sports and games, the important event is Sania Mirza creates history by reaching #1 position in WTA rankings, and 4 Indians are among the Times list of 100 most influenced people, and the passing away of Gunter Grass, famous author of Germany. These are the important events of the week, and let us discuss these events one by one, right? Let us look at the first and the foremost event of the week, the Prime Minister's visit. Last week we discussed on 3-nation tour. He visited France. The most important aspect of France visit by the Prime Minister is the purchase of 36 Rafale aircraft in flying away condition. We have discussed in the last week's lecture, and now Prime Minister's visit to Germany. What are the important aspects of Prime Minister's visit to Germany? I would like to tell you one important aspect. Hannover Messe. Hannover Messe is the largest industrial fair in the world, and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi along with the German Chancellor Angela Merkel inaugurated the fair at Hannover Messe, and Hannover Messe is the largest industrial technology fair in the world. This was inaugurated by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chancellor Angela Merkel, and please don't forget the Chancellor in Germany is equivalent to Prime Minister in our country. That means she is the executive head of the government, and both of them inaugurated this Hannover Messe fair. And I would like to tell you few more points. One is India is the partner country in this Hannover Messe. India is the partner country. The second important aspect is Sri Modi addressed the business summit at Hannover Messe. A bust of Mahatma Gandhi was also unveiled on this occasion, and India's representation at Hannover Messe is the largest this time. India's representation at this Hannover Messe fair is the largest this time, and several industrialists including Cyrus Mistry, Prashant Ruya, Ajay Sriram, C.K. Birla, these industrialists participated in this exhibition. And please don't forget, India is the partner country for this Hannover Messe. Prime Minister inaugurated this. Several industrialists participated in this fair, and this is the largest ever contingent from India, right? These things please don't forget. Look into the other aspects. The Prime Minister and the German Chancellor addressed joint press conference, and both of them called for comprehensive convention on international terrorism. United Nations is discussing for several years this comprehensive convention on international terrorism, popularly known as CCIT. This is to be finalized by United Nations. That means the people not only involving in terrorism activities but also the supporters of terrorism can also be punished if this agreement is through. This agreement is to be finalized by United Nations Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism. Right? The other important aspect is both the countries agreed to put forward the discussions with regard to BTIA, that is Broad-Based Trade and Investment Agreement. Broad-Based Trade and Investment Agreement, this is between 28 member European Union and India, right? So, German Chancellor and Indian Prime Minister emphasized the need for pushing these two. One is Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism and the second one is Broad-Based Trade and Investment Agreement between European Union and India. These two are the important aspects of Germany visit by the Prime Minister in addition to inauguration of Hannover Messe Industrial Technology Fair. Let us look into the next aspect. Prime Minister's visit to Canada. In the year 1973, the then Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi visited Canada, and this is the Indian Prime Minister's bilateral visit after 42 years. In the year 1973, Indira Gandhi visited Canada, and now the Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Canada after 42 years as bilateral visit. Important aspects. He visited Ottawa, Toronto and Vancouver. He wrote in the op-ed page, that is the heart of the newspaper, and Narendra Modi wrote an article for the Globe and Mail. For the newspaper, the Globe and Mail in Canada, he wrote an article in op-ed page and he addressed Indian diaspora at Toronto and Vancouver. He held detailed discussions with Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper, and let us look at the most important aspect of discussion. The most important aspect of discussion is an agreement was reached to supply 3,000 tons of uranium, 3,000 tons of uranium over a period of 5 years. Canada's Cameco Corporation will supply 3,000 tons of uranium over a period of 5 years, and this is around $254 million deal. $254 million is roughly 1,600 crores of rupees, and an agreement was reached to supply 3,000 tons of uranium to India by Cameco Corporation, one of the leading uranium supplying corporations of the world. Cameco Corporation is based in Canada, and they agreed to supply 3,000 tons of uranium. And please don't forget, already we have agreements with Russia and Kazakhstan with regard to supply of uranium, and Canada is the third country supplying uranium to India, because India is planning to establish several nuclear reactors for production of nuclear energy, and uranium is needed for Indian nuclear power generation. That's why after Russia, Kazakhstan, now Canada decided to supply uranium to India. This is the landmark achievement as far as Canada visit of the Prime Minister is concerned. In France, 36 Rafale aircraft were purchased in government-to-government deal, and now in Canada, the Prime Minister is instrumental in reaching historic agreement for supply of 3,000 tons of uranium. The other important aspect is Parrot Lady. It is a symbolic sandstone sculpture of Parrot Lady. It is a 12th century 3 feet high statue. it was found in Canada some time back. As per the United Nations Convention, all these articles of historical or monumental importance are to be sent back their countries, and as a symbolic gesture, the Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper handed over this 3 feet parrot lady to Indian Prime Minister, and as gratification, the Prime Minister of India presented a miniature painting of Guru Nanak Dev with his disciples. A miniature painting of Guru Nanak Dev with his disciples was presented. The 2 more important aspects I would like to tell you. One is e-tourist visa facility. Whoever are coming to India on tourist visa, they will be given electronic tourist visa facility or ETV facility. The second important aspect is the Prime Minister visited Kanishka Air India Memorial. What is Kanishka Air India Memorial? In the year 1985, June 23, an Air India flight was blown off and 329 people lost their lives, and to commemorate this event, Kanishka Air India Memorial was established. The Prime Minister visited Kanishka Air India Memorial. The second one is the Prime Minister visited Komagatamaru Museum. What is Komagatamaru? Komagatamaru is the incident which occurred in the year 1914. Because of racial discrimination, several Punjabi Sikhs were not allowed to enter Canada. Subsequently, several people lost their lives. To commemorate that incident, a museum was established at a place near Vancouver, and the Prime Minister visited Komagatamaru Museum also. Right? With this, the Prime Minister's 3-nation tour concluded, and let us move on to the next issue. Net neutrality. What is net neutrality? Net neutrality is nothing but whatever the traffic coming to the internet, that should be treated equally. There should not be any discrimination. Net neutrality means the entire traffic coming to the internet should be equally accessed. There should not be any prioritization of any service through internet. That is net neutrality. But why this controversy? This controversy arose because of some incidents I would like to tell you. First and the foremost incident is, sometime back, Airtel decided to charge calls made through Skype as well as Viber. Calls made through Skype as well as Viber. There were several protests at that time, and finally Airtel retracted back. Sometime back, Facebook started internet.org. Facebook started internet.org. That means whoever is joining internet.org, people can access their websites free of cost. That means whoever are joining this internet.org started by Facebook will have free access by any customer. But the catch lies here. That prioritizes certain websites and that decreases the access or speed of accessing certain websites. That means there will be discrimination in accessing services through internet. The third situation arose recently when Airtel decided to start Airtel Zero, and Flipkart, which is one of the leading e-commerce company in India, decided to join Airtel Zero immediately. But there were several protests. Immediately Flipkart retracted back, and subsequently it gave rise to several protests, and All India Bakchod released a video, Save the Internet, which was seen by around 25 lakh customers across India or maybe across the world, and this has given rise to intense debate in the country, and government is yet to come out with its policy, and the debate goes on for the time being. Government is expected to give a statement in the month of May as far as net neutrality is concerned, because Troy is receiving comments up to 24th April, and subsequently government will come out with its viewpoint probably in the month of May. Right friends, after net neutrality, let us look at another incident, National Judicial Appointments Commission. We all very well familiar with this, National Judicial Appointments Commission. This replaces 20-year-old collegium system. Collegium system means judges used to recommend the appointments of judges. Judges used to recommend appointment of judges. But now, after the notification of National Judicial Appointments Commission or NJAC, as per NJAC Act 2014 and as per 99th Constitution Amendment, now judges for High Courts as well as Supreme Court will be decided by a 6-member committee. Out of 6 members, 3 members will be from Supreme Court and 3 members will be others. That means there will be equal representation by the judiciary as well as the civil society from now onwards with regard to the appointment of judges. The commission consists of Chief Justice of India, who will be the chairperson, plus 2 senior most judges of Supreme Court, and civil society represented by the Union Law Minister and 2 eminent persons to be appointed by a committee consisting of Prime Minister, Chief Justice of India and Leader of Opposition. Right, we have already discussed during the first week of 2015 lecture about the constitution of NJAC, and now it became now reality. Government notified the implementation, and there were several petitions filed in Supreme Court with regard to the validity of this, and 5-judge bench of Supreme Court is looking into those petitions. Right? Please don't forget, NJAC consists of 6 members, 3 from judiciary and 3 from non-judiciary. Right friends, look into the next one. Government sets up panel to consider declassification of Netaji files. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose died or disappeared under mysterious circumstances on 18th August 1945 in Taiwan, and subsequently several files pertaining to the missing or death of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose were not made public. Some of the files are still kept as a secret, and now when the Prime Minister visited Germany, grandnephew of Subhash Chandra Bose, Surya Kumar Bose, met the Prime Minister and requested him to declassify the files. What is declassifying the files? Declassifying is nothing but making the files public. That means the files will come out of secrecy. Now, the government stated that they will look into this aspect, whether declassification of these files will strain relations with some foreign countries or violate provisions of Official Secrets Act. If it does not affect these 2 points, then they will be made public or they will declassify the files. Right? Look into the next aspect. Return of Hurriyat conference leader to Srinagar. Recently, Hurriyat conference chairman Syed Ali Shah Gilani returned to Srinagar after few months, and during the reception of Gilani, some Pakistani flags were waved, and this created lot of controversy, and subsequently government rearrested the Hurriyat conference leader Masarat Alam Bhatt once again. Right? Look into the other aspect. This is a merger of 6 parties of Janata Parivar. Mulayam Singh Yadav is going to head this formation. Merger of 6 parties of Janata Parivar. Janata Dal was formed in the year 1988 on October 11. Subsequently, the Janata Dal was splitted into several factions, and now finally 6 factions of Janata the Parivar, and finally 6 factions of Janata Parivar again decided to re-merge, and the name of the party and other aspects will be decided subsequently, but Shri Mulayam Singh Yadav of Uttar Pradesh will head this formation. And the 6 parties, before explaining these 6 parties, I would like to tell you one point. The combined formation will have 30 MPs in Rajya Sabha. That means because of the merger of these 6 parties, the new formation will have 30 MPs in Rajya Sabha and 15 MPs in Lok Sabha. In Rajya Sabha, this will be the 3rd largest formation, and in Lok Sabha, it will be 8th largest formation with 15 MPs. The flag and other details are yet to be decided, but it was decided that Samajwadi Party leader Mulayam Singh Yadav will head this formation, and the 6 parties which decided to merge are Samajwadi Janata Party, started by Chandrasekhar, the former Prime Minister. Samajwadi Janata Party, started by the former Prime Minister Chandrasekhar, which has a nominal presence in very few states. The other important thing is Samajwadi Party, which is ruling the country's most populous state, Uttar Pradesh. Founder is Mulayam Singh Yadav. Next party is Rashtriya Janata Dal or RJD, which is a prominent force in Bihar, founded by Lalu Prasad Yadav. Janata Dal Secular. Janata Dal Secular is, the founder is H.D. Devegowda, the former Prime Minister, which has got substantial presence in Karnataka. The other party is Janata Dal United. The present leader is the Chief Minister of Bihar, Nitish Kumar. The other faction is Indian National Lok Dal, started by Devilal, and present Chautala is the leader. So these the 6 parties decided to merge, and the new formation, flag and other details will be decided in due course of time. With the merger of these 6 parties, the combined strength in Rajya Sabha will be 30 MPs. In Rajya Sabha, Congress has got more number of members, followed by Bharatiya Janata Party, and this will be the 3rd force in Rajya Sabha. And in Lok Sabha, with 15 MPs, this will be the 8th largest formation. Please don't forget, this will be headed by Samajwadi Party founder Mulayam Singh Yadav. Right? Look into the next one. Pradhanmantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, with just rupees 12 premium. What is Pradhanmantri Suraksha Bima Yojana? This was announced in the Union Budget 2015-16. This is accident insurance for common man. This is in the age group of 18 to 70 years. Annual premium is very less, 12 rupees per annum, probably the least ever in the world. And if something happens due to accident, or if permanent disability occurs due to accident, what is permanent disability? Loss of 2 legs, maybe loss of 2 hands. This is called permanent disability. If some permanent disability occurs or the loss of life occurs, then the family will get rupees 2 lakh. The premium is just rupees 12. And if some partial disability occurs, the family will get rupees 1 lakh. This is going to be implemented from 1st June 2015. The requirement is bank account linked with Aadhaar number is a must. Right? Last week we discussed about Pradhanmantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. Now we discussed about Pradhanmantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, which will be useful to the common man. Right friends, look into the unfortunate event. 700 people feared drowned in one of the worst disasters of shipwreck. Normally what happens, you see, North African nations, Middle East countries are badly affected due to sectarian violence. Because of the violence, people want to migrate to European countries. People want to migrate to European countries, and officially they cannot go because proper travel documents, visa, passport, these things are required. So trafficking of these people is being done by smugglers. They arrange boats, and in small boats hundreds of people will enter. One such incident occurred recently when some people tried to escape out of North Africa towards Italy. North Africa towards Italy, and almost 700 people on board a small boat. That boat keeled over, that means it has toppled, and subsequently almost 700 people lost their lives, and during the past 3 months around 1500 people lost their lives because of the civil disturbances occurring in North African countries as well as the Middle East countries. People try to escape whatever the means available, and smugglers come to their rescue because they take away these people without passport or visa, and overcrowded boats sometimes sink midway into the sea. Almost North African coast is 300 kilometers towards the Lampedusa island of Italy. That means the distance between the North African coast to Lampedusa island of Italy is 300 kilometers only. People try to escape through boats. Sometimes because of overcrowding of boats, these type of incidences are taking place. Look into the next aspect. Economy. First and the foremost important aspect is recently RBI notified increase in microfinance limit to individual borrowers. Previously, when a person is taking loan up to 50,000, it was categorized as microcredit. Microcredit means previously 50,000. Now it is increased to 1 lakh. For the first time borrower, previous limit was 35,000. It is now increased to 60,000. For the second time onwards, previous limit was 50,000. Now it is increased to 1 lakh. If someone asks, what is the limit for microcredit for individual borrowers? Please don't forget, now it is rupees 1 lakh. Previously it was rupees 50,000. Similarly, eligibility norms are also increased. For a rural person, previous limit was rupees 60,000 per annum. That means annual income was 60,000 per annum. Now it is revised to rupees 1 lakh. Urban and semi-urban areas, previous limit was rupees 1,20,000. Now it is increased to rupees 1,60,000. These are the income limits. And please don't forget, microcredit now rupees 1 lakh for individual borrowers. Look into the other aspect. Term deposits above rupees 15 lakh can be without premature withdrawal option. Recently, RBI announced non-callable deposits. What is meant by non-callable deposit? I would like to tell you one example. If you are depositing 10,000 rupees in fixed deposit for 5 years, if you are depositing 10,000 rupees for fixed deposit for 5 years, you can withdraw money before 5 years also. You are making fixed deposit for 5 years, but you can take back your money even tomorrow also. For that, banks will impose you some penalty. That means at present, all the fixed deposits are callable deposits. That means if you are in need, you can take back your money at any point of time, and for that, banks will charge you some penalty. But now RBI came up with a proposal for the deposits above 15 lakhs of rupees. For the deposits above 15 lakhs of rupees, fixed deposits can be two types, with the premature withdrawal facility or without premature withdrawal facility. That means if you want to deposit your money, say 20 lakhs, bank will ask you, you want premature withdrawal facility or without premature withdrawal facility. If you opt for premature withdrawal facility, then it is just like any other fixed deposit. But if you ask for without premature withdrawal facility, it is a non-callable deposit. Please remember, this facility will be available only for deposits above rupees 15 lakhs. For deposits below 15 lakhs, for fixed deposits below 15 lakhs, this non-callable facility will not be available. That means all the deposits below 15 lakhs can be taken back at any time you want. For deposits above 15 lakhs, you will have option of choosing it. Right? Friends, look into the next one. India's exports in 2014-15 reduced. Normally we expect growth in exports 5%, 6%, 7%, something like that. But unfortunate incident, in the year 2014-15, our exports decreased by 1.23%. They were decreased from around $314 billion to $310 billion. Decrease in exports is a serious thing, and a lot of introspection is needed by the government of India. And when India is talking about 7%, 8% growth, there is no case for reduction in exports. When you look at imports, they are reduced by just 0.59%. The reduction could have been more because there is substantial reduction in the oil prices. The reduction could have been more, but it was not on anticipated lines, even though there is substantial reduction in the oil prices. So, most important thing is the fall in exports for 2014-15 by 1.23%, which is a serious thing as far as Indian export-import trade is concerned. Second important point I would like to tell you, in the month of March 2015, exports fell drastically, and their fall of 21% is the steepest in 6 years. Not a good sign for Indian economy as far as exports are concerned. Please look into the next one, sports and games. Sania Mirza created history reaching number 1 position in WTA rankings. WTA is the Women's Tennis Association and ATP is the Association of Tennis Professionals. WTA gives rankings for women's tennis players and ATP gives rankings for men's tennis players. Now, in the doubles tournaments, Sania Mirza created history by reaching number 1 position. We learnt about Saina Nehwal, who created history by reaching number 1 position in women's badminton, but now Sania Mirza created history by reaching number 1 position in doubles tournament, and for the past 12 months Sania Mirza won 7 WTA titles and she won consecutively 3 doubles titles in recent times. And please don't forget, Leander Paes and Mahesh Bhupati reached the topmost position in 1990s, but in women's it is now Sania Mirza created history by reaching to the number 1 ranking in WTA, right? Four Indians among Times list of 100 most influential people. Times released most influential people across the world. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, CEO of ICICI Bank Chanda Kochhar, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, and mental health expert Professor Vikram Patel. Vikram Patel is a mental health expert. He is running a non-profit organization in Goa and based in London. He is also among the most influential people of now. 4 Indians or Indian origin people are among the Times list of 100 most influential people. The last event of the week, Günter Grass, famous author, poet of Germany, passed away. Germany's acclaimed writer, novelist, Nobel Prize winner in literature in 1999. His famous novels include The Tin Drum, Cat and Mouse, Dog Ears. These are important novels written by Günter Grass, and he died recently at the age of 88 years. And with this, let us wind up lecture part. Please do join for question and answer sessions. Have a nice day. Thank you.